Do you ever look in the mirror and think, why is one side of my head thriving and the other side looks like it gave up on life? One side has volume, definition, bounce, the other flat, limp, soft, no structure. That's not random. That's your hair asking for serious TLC. And today we are fixing it properly. I'm starting with a protein mask. When one side collapses faster, it's usually a sign your curls need structure, not more moisture. Protein reinforces weak areas in the hair shaft, especially if you color your hair or manipulate it off. I apply this generously after shampoo on soaking wet hair. Don't be stingy with treatment. If you're doing it, do it properly. Now this part matters. When you're detangling during a protein treatment, you need to be gentle. Protein temporarily strengthens the hair, but while it's wet, your strands are still vulnerable. If you aggressively rake through, you're stretching and snapping the exact areas you're trying to repair. So I detangle slowly, section by section, almost like I'm handling silk. Then I put my hair into two-strand twists. This is not extra. Twisting keeps the cuticle aligned while the mask processes. It prevents swelling, friction, and random tangling. It also helps your curls dry back into a more organized pattern later. I gently scrunch the twist upwards. That encourages the curl memory to stay intact while the treatment. We are not just coating hair, we're preserving structure. I leave this on about 20 minutes. Let the protein actually do its job. Rinse thoroughly. Now we're starting with freshly rinsed clean hair. Notice how the curls already look more responsive? That's what balanced protein does. Next, the Trelux Aloe Vera Curl Primer. This is one of those multi-use products. You can rinse it out, you can use it as a lightweight leave-in. I prefer leaving it on my coarse hair. It softens without collapsing my curl. It adds slip, hydration, and smoothness, which helps the next product distribute evenly. Think of this like priming a wall before painting. Now mousse. This is almost empty because this has been my most used product of 2025. If you're not using mousse correctly, you're missing out. I use a palm full, yes, a palm full of mousse. Gives flexible hold without heaviness. And after protein, this pairing is perfect. Structure and support. Now we are doing lazy finger coils. Not tiny ones, big sections, because I don't have 45 minutes. When you coil larger sections, you guide the pattern without over separating. It looks more natural, softer, fuller. This is curl training, but realistic. And here's why it works. When you coil larger chunks, you still guide the curl pattern, but you don't over separate it. So the result looks more natural, softer, less uniform. And it takes half the time and gives that effortless big curl energy. You have to watch till the end to see how these separate, because this is why most people panic and think it won't look good. Trust the process. And also, side note, most of you watching right now haven't subscribed. If you're learning something, if this is helping you understand your curls better, take 2 seconds and hit subscribe. You don't want to miss the future tutorials like this. Okay, back to coiling. Notice I'm not twisting very lightly. I'm guiding the curl in its natural direction. This is curl training, not curl forcing. We work with the pattern that's already there. Once everything is coiled, I scrunch upwards. This reinforces the curl clumps, the curl families that we just created, and encourages the lift at the root. Don't skip this. And while you're scrunching, if you find that, oh, your clumps are coming out, it's okay, it's all right. It's don't panic, just trust the process. And this is where most people get impatient. Don't separate yet, wait for 100%, otherwise you will create internal frizz. You can air dry if you want, but me, I diffused. Now I'll be honest, I got a little impatient. I separated slightly early, so I diffused again to reset the shape. If you ever do that, don't panic. Just re-dry gently and let the cast form again. For separation, I'm using a light oil, just a few drops. This reduces friction while you separate and prevents disrupting the curl pattern. Now you see, that's what causes frizz. You can also do this the next day if you want. Yes, some people totally leave this in for a whole day and then separate it the next day. You can do that. When you separate larger coils, you get these big, soft, natural curls, not tiny ringlets. And look at the difference. That flat side lifted, it's defined, structured, soft. That's the power of strategic protein, controlled styling, intentional coiling. Not more product, it's just better technique. But that's really the theme of this channel. We don't just pile products on curls, we understand them. So tell me in the comments, do you struggle more with flatness on one side or all over? Or do you struggle with frizz? Or do your curls open up by themselves the next day? And what do you think of my results? Because I'm kind of loving these big coils. And I want to say something quickly. If you're watching this and thinking, okay, but why does my hair never respond like that? It's usually not because you need more products, it's because you need clarity. Most curly girls are just layering random things, more moisture, more gel, more oils, but they don't understand balance. Protein versus moisture, hold versus softness, technique versus product. That's literally why I started sharing content in the first place. If you're new here, I've been documenting my curly hair journey for years, trial and error, failures, growth, length retention, curl training, and everything I teach now comes from testing on my own curls first. If you want deeper help beyond YouTube, I have a free hair growth guide I link below. I also share a lot more mini tutorials and breakdowns on Instagram, especially quick fixes and routine tweaks that don't always make it to YouTube. And if you're someone who feels stuck, like you've tried everything and your curls don't cooperate, I do offer structured resources on my blog where I break things down step by step because curls are not random, they are responsive. And you just need to understand what they're responding to. And once that clicks, everything changes. And if you're not subscribed yet, this is your sign because we're not guessing with curls over here, we are understanding them.